is one of my favorite recipes, the authentic Dilli Wale Chole, the spicy, tangy, creamy gravy variety that you get in the north of India and not the red watery stuff that you normally get otherwise. I've experimented a lot with this recipe and came up with this combination, and I personally love it. So I'm hoping that you guys would make it as well and like it as much as I do. So give it a try. Here I have 250 grams of Kabuli chana or white chana that I have soaked overnight. And to this I'm going to take a little tea sieve like this, or even a muslin cloth would do, and add about a teaspoon of chai ki patti tea powder and 2 black elaichi, the large cardamoms, and add it to your soaked chana. This chai ki patti is what's going to give your chana the nice dark color that the Dilli Chole is so famous for. And now I'm going to add all of this to a pressure cooker and cook the chana till it's done. You would probably need at least 15 minutes or 4 to 5 whistles till the chana is really soft and cooked. To make the chole, you would need 2 large onions that I have sliced up, 2 tablespoons of ginger, garlic and green chili paste, 2 tablespoons of coriander powder, 1.5 tablespoons of cumin powder, 1.5 tablespoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of red chili powder, 2 teaspoons of haldi powder, 1 teaspoon of ajwain. You would also need 1 cup of curd, 1 cup of tamarind paste or water, and this is pomegranate powder or anardana powder, which needs to be soaked for at least 4 hours. I have taken about a tablespoon of this, and 3 or 4 tej patta. Now if you don't have pomegranate powder, you can substitute it with amchur. While the chana is cooking, I am going to prepare the masala. To a large pan, I am adding about 2 tablespoons of oil. Once the oil is hot, I add in the tej patta and also adding in the chopped onions. I've been sauteing the onions on a medium heat for about 5 to 7 minutes, and you can see that they've turned nicely brown and caramelized. This is what is going to give your chana that nice Delhi brown color. I'll now start adding in the sukha masala, beginning with the coriander powder, the cumin powder and the garam masala. Saute these masalas for a minute on a low heat so that they don't burn. I am now adding in the garlic and ginger paste. To this ginger garlic paste, I have also added about 2 green chilies. You can omit them if you don't want it very spicy. Saute again for a couple of minutes till the spices are cooked out and you lose the raw taste. Add a splosh of water so that the spices don't burn. To this masala, now I am adding the turmeric powder and the chili powder. I am again adding a dash of water just so that the spices don't stick and burn. As you can see, the spices are well cooked out now. At this point, I am going to add in the half cup of dahi. Be sure to cook the dahi on a very low heat, else it will curdle. Maybe add a dash of water to stop it curdling. Now cook out the entire masala paste on a very low heat so that the curd doesn't curdle, and ensure that it cooks till the oil starts separating from the masala. This will take you about 5 to 6 minutes on a very low heat. The masala has been cooking for about 15 minutes now on a medium to low heat, and as you can see, the oil has left the sides. This is how you know it's completely done. At this point, I'm going to add in the cooked chana. As you can see, the chana is really soft and well cooked, and in fact it's split out and come out of its skin. This is what you're looking for. Discard the cardamom and the tea leaves. Add the chana in. The Delhi chole is known for its dark brown color and its spicy tangy taste, and that's distinctive from the red chana that you get in the rest of the country, especially in the southern and western parts, which uses a lot of tomato. As you see, I'm not using any tomato in this recipe, and what gives it that distinctive color and that distinctive taste are these two ingredients. This is the cup of tamarind water, and this is the anardana powder, which is grainy and which I've soaked overnight. Now, as I said earlier, if you don't have anardana powder, substitute it with 2 teaspoons of amchur powder. These are the two ingredients that will give your chole that distinctive tangy taste and that yummy brown color. To accentuate the color, I've retained some of the cooking liquid that I've cooked the chana in, which is dark brown because of the tea leaves, and I'm adding that to the chole here. Season with about 2 teaspoons of salt. You can always check for seasoning later. Once you season the chana, cover it and cook it for about 20 to 30 minutes till the sauce is nice and thick on a medium heat. Here I'm heating some oil for the tadka, and to this I'm going to add the ajwain and wait till it splutters. The chana has been simmering for a good 20 minutes now, and as you can see, it's turned a nice dark brown color and the gravy has thickened. At this point, I'm going to add in the ajwain that we've just heated up. Mix the ajwain into the gravy and let this cook for another 15 minutes or so. At this point, if you want, you can crush a little bit of the chana against the sides of the dish like this. This will give your dish a little more creaminess. Also check to see if you need to add a bit of water, and check for seasoning as well. At this point, if you feel like, you can add a little more chili powder and salt as well. The important thing about any chole is that you let it cook for a long time. Here I've been simmering it for a good 1 to 1.5 hours now, and you can see that the gravy has thickened and become extremely creamy. At this point, I'm going to add in a bit of chili and ginger that I've julienned and I have sauteed in a little bit of oil as garnish. And there it is, your delicious dark, tangy and spicy Delhi wale chole. Serve it with some hot puris or baturas or even parathas or rotis.